So today we are very fortunate that we are having His Grace Ajay Govind Prabhu to enlighten us on Srimad Bhagavatam. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for enlightening us and giving your valuable association and time. So now I would like to hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Now you can take over. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to serve the Vaishnavas by glorifying the Lord. Today we are going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 9, the creation of fourth order. Text is 24. And the chapter is Dhruv Maharaj returns home. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ishtva mam yagya hridyam yagye pushkala dakshinaha bhuktva chehashi sa satya ante mam samsmarisasyasi. Translation. The Lord continues, I am the heart of all sacrifices. You will be able to perform many sacrifices and also give great charities. In this way, you will be able to enjoy the blessings of material happiness in this life, and at the time of your death, you will be able to remember me. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The most important factor in this verse is the Lord's instruction regarding how to remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead at the end of life. Ante Narayana Smriti. The result of whatever we do in executing spiritual activities is successful if we can remember Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This program of constant remembrance can be disturbed by many things, but Dhruv Maharaj's life would be so pure, as assured by the Lord Himself, that Dhruva would never forget Him. Thus, at the time of his death, he would remember the Supreme Lord, and before his death, he would enjoy the material world not by sense gratification, but by performing great sacrifices. As stated in the Vedas, when one performs great sacrifice, he must give charity, not only to the Brahmins, but also to the Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. It is assured here that Dhruv Maharaj would be able to perform such activities. In this age of Kali, however, the great sacrifice is to perform Sankirtan Yajna. Our Krishna consciousness movement is designed to teach people and to learn ourselves the exact instruction of the personality of Godhead. In this way, we shall continuously perform the Sankirtan Yajna and continuously chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Then at the end of our life, we shall certainly be able to remember Krishna, and our program of life will be successful. In this age, distribution of prasad has replaced distribution of money. No one has sufficient money to distribute, but if we distribute Krishna prasad as far as possible, this is more valuable than distributing money. Om Jnana Simrandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunnitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kalamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udpada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sadhujatam Sahaguna Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saguna Lalita Shri Vishakhan Sham. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Rangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarkasya Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, 9th chapter, 24th text. The Lord instructing to Dhruv Maharaj, when Dhruv Maharaj is, after performing the sacrifice to please Lord Vishnu, is coming back home, and his objective was totally material, to have a kingdom greater than his father, because he was insulted and humiliated by his stepmother, and as a result he got disturbed and he wanted to conquer more bigger of a kingdom. So Lord is instructing to him that I am the heart of all sacrificing. Ishtva, that is after worshipping, me, Mam is Krishna, Yajna Siddham, heart of all sacrifices, that Krishna is telling himself that what his identity is. And then further he is instructing that Yagnaha Pushkala Dakshinaha. So Yajna is sacrifice, Dakshina is to give charities. By giving the charities and by as a sacrifice, you will be able to enjoy the material happiness. And then at the time of that, you will be able to remember me. Krishna is making that sure. Ante mam samas marshyasi. So at the time of death, you are going to remember me. Couple of important points to be observed here. Krishna is the heart of all sacrifices, and the material enjoyment should be enjoyed by sacrifice, not by consuming the material objects. And then one will be able to remember Krishna at the time of death. To remember Krishna at the time of death is the ultimate goal of doing all devotional practices while a person is in the human life. It is said that no matter in whatever species one takes birth, everyone gets a father and a mother. Without father and a mother, nobody is able to take birth. So it is said that, whatever species one will take the birth in, they are guaranteed to have a father and a mother, but it is only the human life in which one gets a spiritual father. A guru is acceptable only in the human life. The purpose of accepting to guru is to make Krishna pleased, to establish our relationship with Krishna so that we can establish and go back to Godhead, because the ultimate objective is to be with Krishna and to serve him. To go to that point, the first milestone is to remember Krishna at the time of death. If we fail that, the first step is failed. So, Ante Narayana Smriti. Ante is at the time of death. Narayana Smriti is remembrance of Krishna. How that comes? That comes when the whole life, the activities which are performed are circulating around what we do. And Krishna here is telling that the best method is sacrifice. Now, why that method is important? In the forest of Naimisharam, when the sages were assembled, and they were talking about, they were doing, under the leadership of the Shanika Rishi, the sacrifices to perform, to release the Lord. At that time, Sutta Goswami was also there, and they asked him that, you are very blessed, and you have been in the service of Lord for over many, many years, and you have the complete perfection of life. So please let us know what is ultimate good for people in general. So that's a nice way to ask a question. When we ask a question to someone, it is important that we ask a question submissively. And for being submissive to someone, we have to accept the supremacy of the other person. And supremacy to the other person can be expressed either by action or by words. By action, after hearing what they say, and before hearing, by words. So if a policeman is there, we immediately accept the supremacy of the policeman by following the instruction. The moment they raise a hand, we stop, and the moment they give the signal, we start moving without asking them. So that is acceptance of the supremacies. We do not question, we do not argue, we accept them that yes, this is what we are supposed to do, that is accepting the supremacy. And before following the instruction, how do we express our supremacy? That is done by glorifying. So always Vaishnavas are glorified to establish that, they are supreme and we honor them. So when this question was asked, he replied that what one should be doing in the matter of, when he was asked that what is in general good for the devotees or for people in general, and that is in reference to the age of Kali. So he replied very politely, Kalin agatam agyanaha kshetresmin vaishnava vyam asina drigha satrena kathayam shakshana hare. So kathayam shakshana hare. One should be chanting about Lord, doing the katha for Krishna, and the best way in this age is to do sacrifice. So in the age of Satyug, people were able to meditate for thousands of years, and in Treta Yuga, they were doing great sacrifices. In Dwapar Yuga, they were doing daily worship, and in Kali Yuga, the process is the sacrifice, and the sacrifice in this yuga is by chanting the holy names of Lord. If we see the dictionary meaning of the word sacrifice, it itself means an act of offering to a deity something precious. So there has to be an action. That action has to be an offering to a deity, not to anybody else in the world. And deity means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that offering should be of something precious. Or it should be something which is destruction or surrender to something for sake of a higher purpose. So either we give up our bad qualities or something which is not wanted, or we give what is precious. That is the meaning of the word sacrifice according to dictionary. And that is why Krishna says that I am the heart of sacrifices. Krishna is saying heart is very important in the body. If we don't have limbs, we can survive. If we don't have tongue, we can survive. If we don't have ears, we can survive. If nose is not working properly, we can still survive. Eyes are not working properly, we can survive. Even if the brain is not working perfectly fine, people can still survive. If one lung gets removed, half liver gets removed, there are so many parts in the body which can be removed, but still a person can survive. But one cannot survive without heart. Heart is very important for the consciousness presence, for living of a person. And Krishna is saying, I am the heart of all sacrifice. That is the importance of Krishna. In all the processes of sacrifices, Krishna is the heart. And one may question that if we are worshipping Krishna and not doing the sacrifices for other gods and demigods, then we might be in problem because they are providing us a lot of other things. So that also is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. When Daksha was doing the sacrifice, he neglected the demigods. And as the result of that, Vishnu became angry. Because whatever the sacrifice goes to Vishnu, the portion of it automatically goes to the other demigods, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and everybody gets their share. So if that is not done, the problem is there. Vishnu says that if you don't worship my devotees, that's a problem. It's better to worship the devotees of Krishna than, worship Krishna. So this is very evident that if one is satisfying Krishna, then yes, every other demigod is also satisfied. Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita 9:16, that I am the ritual and I am the sacrifice, I am the offering to the ancestrals. Aham kurutar aham yajna savdhaham aham ashuddham. So Krishna says that I am the oblations, all the sacrifices which you do, it's me. I am the enjoyer of and the master of all sacrifices. In 9:24, he again repeats that. Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhur evacha. So the confidential knowledge which Krishna gives in the chapter 9, Krishna is telling that how he is the main center for all sacrifices, and all sacrifices which is done is for Krishna. So dictionary meaning of this word sacrifice we saw, is to give something which is precious to us, to the service of Krishna. In the material world, we are attached to the material possessions, and we cannot get rid of them. When Dhruva Maharaj went in forest, and Narad Muni told him that you are a young boy, and your age, the boys or the people are attached to sports and other, frivolities. Why are you performing the austerity? You should not be disturbed by this insult which your father has or your stepmother has done to you. And then Dhruva Maharaj replies to him very politely that, for a person whose heart is disturbed by the material conditions of happiness and distress, and whatever you are kindly explaining me, for the attainment of the peace of mind makes sense. But for me, it doesn't matter. I am not that very intelligent that I can understand your instructions and philosophy. I am a foolish, ignorant person, and this philosophy doesn't make sense to me. So kindly let me know what I can do to achieve Lord, so that I can ask him what I need. He was asking material things. But he was very intelligent. He knew that in this age, people are not so intelligent that they can understand philosophy. Philosophy doesn't make sense to us. What makes sense to us is something with which I can get immediate result. How? It doesn't matter. We are not bothered about that. That is our nature. And because of that, this arrangement was made. And then Srinad Muni talked to Dhruva and told him the process of sacrifice. To go to Madhuvan and then near the river Yamuna, do the bathing, follow certain practices of the breathing, and then do a sacrifice by chanting the mantras. So first when Dhruva Maharaj just ate fruit and berries, and then he got rid of fruits and berries, he came on to the dried leaves, and then he even left dried leaves, and then ultimately he left water. And then in the 4th month he completely became, focused and concentrated on the Supreme Personality of God, and by the 5th month he was able to complete all his senses, controlling the breath, all the 9 holes. So much so that the entire universe was shaken up by his austerity. And then Supreme Personality of Godhead came. Krishna appeared to him and then told him what to do. And by that, he becomes so satisfied that his entire desire for getting the kingdom went away. Just by the darshan of Lord. By purification happens, all the material desires went away. Now, when we're talking about sacrifice, and in the sacrifice we say, to give something which is very precious to us, that has to be given as an offering to the Supreme Lord. The question comes, what is the most precious things we have? Money? What else? Our wealth, whatever we have accumulated with money. We can be attached to our skills which we may have. Somebody is very good at singing, they might be proud of that. Some might be very good in dancing, they might be proud of that. Somebody might be an artist, they are proud of that. People have various degrees which they are proud of. I'm very educated and a successful person in my life, good at cooking or whatsoever. And these are the things which we associate as the jewels in our cap of pride. A big house, nice luxurious car, advanced technology gadgets, multiple gadgets, all those things we have. And Krishna is saying to sacrifice that. The entire material creation, cosmic creation, is possession of Krishna. Krishna is the owner of everything. Whatever comes out of that, in the first place, doesn't belong to us. There is a tendency of false proprietorship on everything which humans have because of their contaminated nature, and we identify ourselves in matter, so we forget that in first place, everything belongs to Krishna. When scientists became so advanced that they claimed that they can create a human, they argued and challenged Lord. that now we do not need you. We have everything what is needed to create life. So we can now create human beings, we can create the creation, we can do everything. We have now got all those secrets, we have revealed it. And Krishna accepted the challenge. Krishna says, okay, let's do. Create a human. So they immediately started, and the first thing they needed to make a human was the 5 elements: earth, air, water, fire, ether. So they started taking some portion of the earth, and Krishna stopped. Bring your own earth. And the challenge got over. The competition was ended. So the whole idea of this particular, instance I was talking about here is to understand we create our whole empire on an assumption of something, and in the first place our assumption is completely wrong. I can give Krishna money. Money is not mine. I have earned it from my employer by giving my service. And the service I am doing is because of my skills, and skills are given to me by Krishna. If I am educated and well-learned person, that is because Krishna made me my birth in a particular family. I was not responsible for my birth. So if my parents are rich, I have no contribution. If my parents send me to a nice school, it's their ability, because they were able to send me. In the school, there are 20, 30, 40 people who are studying from the same teacher, the same text, but everybody is not topper. That means there is no individual contribution there, otherwise everybody would have been topper. That means there are factors which are beyond our control here. Those factors are controlled by Krishna. So if somebody is intelligent and doing good, that is being given by Krishna. That means, in essence, if we see, there is nothing which we have of our own. The body is not ours, it's made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether, which is not in our place. The food we eat is provided by Krishna, so that constitutes our body, so even that is not ours. The knowledge which we have is given by Krishna. Krishna says that I am the giver of the knowledge in forgetfulness. Everything is given by Krishna, then where the possession comes? And if I don't have anything precious with me, what do I offer to Krishna? And there Krishna says, the offering of devotion and love is something what one can give to Krishna. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. He is just happy by a leaf, a flower, water. But he said that you have to offer it with love and devotion. If love and devotion is not there, the whole process of offering is waste. There is no use. So the only thing which we can offer to Krishna is our love and devotion. Other than that, we don't have anything. Dhruv Maharaj did that. He offered with love and devotion the mantras to Lord Vishnu by sacrificing his desires. He wanted to play as a child. It's a tendency that he has to do sporting. He sacrificed that. And that is what made Vishnu happy. When we go to our office, oftentimes when people are working here, in the offices we see there are many paintings on people's, on the office desk they will keep on a paper some crayon colors, and some figure would be there. But really, if you see, that art doesn't make any appeal to anyone. It's just few lines on a piece of paper, but it is a very precious thing for the person who has put it on their desk. It might be a greeting card which their child has made on their birthday or anniversary, or Mother's Day or Father's Day or whatever day is there. They have given. That piece of art has no value to anyone in the world. It's a very ugly painting because it's been created by a person who is 3 years, 4 years, maybe 5 years, whatever that age may be. But nobody looks at the output of that painting. What people look is the devotion put and the love put behind making that painting. That is what the person who is receiving the greeting looks at. Otherwise, it's a piece of paper with some colors of crayon. If you ask somebody to give in 5 cents, nobody says it's a waste of money for that. But they put it as a very valuable thing on their office desk, as if it is their whole life and soul. So same thing applies to Krishna. When we do something for Krishna, he doesn't look at the output which comes out. What he looks at is the devotion and love put behind that. When Krishna accepted the opportunity to being served at Vidura's home, his wife was offering banana peel. Who offers banana peel to somebody you invite to your home to serve? But she was so much engaged in love and devotion that she forgot what she is doing. She was not in her senses. She could not control because of the loving exchange of serving to Supreme Personality of Godhead. In ecstasy, she offered the banana peels and Krishna accepted it. So that is Lord. He accepts everything which is being given by love and devotion, or something which we do to surrender onto Him. That is another meaning of the sacrifice. We talk about destruction or surrender of something for a higher cause. Something which is coming as an obstruction in our devotional path, if we try to get quit of it, remove it from our life, Krishna is very happy and he makes all the arrangements. He says that my devotees never perish. I make all the arrangements to get to my devotees whatever they need for their Krishna consciousness, and I am very happy to remove all the obstructions which are coming in their life for advancing to the spiritual progress. Now, Krishna indirectly is saying that if money is coming on your way for your devotional service, I can make you get rid of money. Now, it is up to us whether we want to serve Krishna with money or without money. So, Krishna is even so flexible that he is saying that even if you want to have riches and live a luxurious life, no problem, till the time that thing is not becoming an obstruction for your spiritual practice, you are allowed to have it. There is no problem. There is nothing bad or nothing good. The use of something makes it good or bad. If money is utilized for making temples, then it is in the service of Krishna, but if the same money is utilized to purchase the item of luxury for our pleasure, it is material sense gratification. Eating food for our own satisfaction is material sense gratification. Preparing that food, offering to Krishna, when it becomes prasadam, we distribute to others in need, it's a devotional activity. Krishna is saying in this verse itself in the end that the best way to serve somebody is to give them prasadam. That's the best charity you can give nowadays. You cannot give money because nobody has so much money that they can distribute it like people used to have earlier, ample amount of money, and they were very happy to distribute it. Even if people have money, it's very hard for us to give money. But yes, distributing prasadam, Krishna says, is the best way to, if you cannot distribute the money. And on top of that, Krishna is saying that in this Kali Yuga, the sacrifices, Sankirtan Yajna. Yajna means of sacrifice. So this is another meaning of sacrifice. Sacrifice is a process of pleasing the Lord where, we assemble certain items and offer it to Krishna in a fire sacrifice by chanting the mantras. Even without doing all those process and chanting mantras, because mantras are to be chanted purely and in the correct way. If we pronounce them in the incorrect way, the benefit is way far, the ill effects may even come. If the yajna is not done properly, it causes ill effects. But the yajna Krishna is talking about in the age of Kali Yuga is very simple. There is no question of offense, it's only benefit and benefit. Even when we chant offensively, we get benefit, Krishna is saying. So when we start chanting, that first stage of chanting is a nama aparadh. You're not chanting properly. But Krishna says it doesn't matter. Till the time you are chanting, you are getting benefit. And by that benefit, the aparadh you are doing while chanting will ultimately go away. All the anarthas will removed. Anartha nivritti happens. And then one reaches to the pure chanting stage, Shuddha Nama. And Kirtan Sankirtan Yajna is the process where we are chanting the mantra in congregation. So we chant for ourselves and we give opportunities for others to hear. Right? That's another way to understand. And Krishna also is saying that in our Krishna conscious movement, Srila Prabhupada is writing in the purport that to teach and to learn ourselves is the process. Our Bhakti Sangha group is doing that job very well. Everybody is getting a chance to speak, and whenever everybody is hearing, they are benefited, and the person who is speaking also gets benefited because he has to learn first. Otherwise, how will one speak and talk about the philosophy? So the point here is to do the sacrifice with love. And what is our possession? Our possession is the love and devotion. Rest everything is false gain. It's not what we are having actually in our possession. It's all everything which is Krishna's, and we are claiming a false proprietorship and then offering it back to Krishna. Krishna doesn't want what is it's his own, right? A child may take the money from the parents and then buy a gift. So one way to look at it is, oh, it's my money. What is the contribution of the child? He's taking my money, buying a gift and giving back to me. But none of the parents will think that. What the parents will think, the child may have taken the money and utilized it for something else, for his own personal interest. But he sacrificed that money, the pocket money which the child is getting, and out of that he is returning back something to the parents. The love which is coming back with that gift is what is more precious than the object itself. The object might be maybe a few dollars, which doesn't value for a parent because their earning is higher. It is the reciprocation of the love which one needs. That is the only thing what Krishna wants from us. Rest everything Krishna has. He doesn't need. He's Atmaram. He's self-satisfied. Satchidananda Vigraha, full of knowledge and bliss. When he's the owner of the entire possessions in the world, he doesn't need anything. We need smartphones. He can talk to anyone without any phone. He has a better technology than what we have. We need planes, and he can go anywhere just by thinking. He doesn't even need to go. Being sitting wherever he is, he knows everything. We have to find out from 10 people that what's going on, and after hours, like if you go in office, if somebody has to take the sales report, it has to be done in a couple of hours. A few people have to assemble together, collect the data, to refine it, generate some report, and then present it to the manager that, okay, this is our progress. Krishna doesn't need that. He knows what is our progress, where we stand. He has very better technologies of what we cannot even think of what we have. We need electricity for our home. His home doesn't need any electricity. His whole abode is enlightened naturally. And so much so that if we see that light, we become blind. We don't even have the capacity to absorb that light, whatever he has. We don't have the capacity to absorb even a minuscule portion of opulences of what Krishna has. We don't have that capacity. Neither in intelligence nor in wealth, whatever we talk about. So the only thing which Krishna is needing is love. So much so that he incarnated himself to experience that relationship of what Radharani is offering as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is so deprived of that fact. Now, if we think from that point, we can make a decision that how precious the love is for Krishna, no matter how precious it for us doesn't matter. I am giving something to Krishna which is so precious to Krishna that he even accepted to come as an incarnation. That is the importance of love for Krishna. So even if I do it as a matter of just doing it, Krishna even is very happy with that. Srila Prabhupada says that we can dovetail everything in process of Krishna. We can dovetail everything in service of Krishna. Whatever we have in our possession, we can do it. Somebody is good at singing, they can keep kirtan. If somebody is good at playing music, they can play kartals and harmonium. Somebody is very good at cooking, they can start making bhoga for Krishna. Somebody is very good at stitching, start making dresses for Krishna. Everybody is able to use whatever skills they have. If you earn money for Krishna, that is also very good. Dedicate your earnings to Krishna. Like people might say that how I can be 24/7 while I'm working for Krishna. Am I at work? Then should I think of Krishna or should I concentrate on my work? Now most of the people, if you ask a question why you are earning money for, the answer is for better future of my kids. so that when they grow up, they get nice education and they are well settled and they don't have to struggle. That is my reason for working money. Otherwise, we already have a home. We are self-sufficed. We don't need more money. But we have a whole process of earning money and putting the effort is to make the future of our kids secure. So who is in the center? Kids are in the center. Now, when they are earning the money at 24/7, like a doctor being a surgery, is thinking, oh, my kids will get this money after this operation. They're going to that college. He will buy so and so things. No. The doctor is focusing on the surgery of the patient. But the subtle idea behind earning the money is for the kids. If that attitude is towards Krishna, then 24/7 we are working for Krishna. When Arjun was at the battlefield, it is said that Arjun was Krishna conscious. He was fighting for Krishna. When he was fighting for Krishna, he was focusing on aiming and shooting the arrow. He was not thinking that Krishna is sitting as a charioteer in front of me. It is said that Krishna takes so menial position to make the devotees happy. When a charioteer is being instructed by the person who is riding the chariot in the war, the person doesn't have a time to give the instruction. The person instructs with the foot to turn left, to turn right, to stop, or whatever to do. And Krishna accepted that position from Arjun to be foot guided. Now, who will do that? Krishna accepts. Right? He's ready to take such menial position for the pleasure of the devotees. So Krishna only needs love, and that is the most precious things which we have. And that is, if we give as a sacrifice, then Krishna is very happy. So Prahlad Maharaj is instructed by Krishna here, Dhruv Maharaj is instructed by Krishna here that go and enjoy the material happiness as sacrifice. So he certified him that you are going to get a lot of material opulences. He was being given the whole Dhruva Loka, the planet around which everything revolves. Right? So that's what is mentioned in our Shastra, that all other planets which are there in the cosmic creation, they revolve around that, and at the time of the annihilation, Dhruva Loka is still preserved. And Krishna already guaranteed that you will going to be ruling here for 36,000 years, and during that time you will be having the full material opulence and you will be enjoying it, and then you will come back to me. But while you are there, please enjoy it as a sacrifice. What does it mean? That whatever you get, use it for service of Krishna. You will have ample amount of money, but make the right use of money. Don't use the entire money for your own sense gratification, but utilize it money for the benefit of people in general so that they are more Krishna consciousness. And Dhruva Maharaj did that. And at the end, he remembered Krishna as Krishna promised, and he dedicated his life for Krishna service. So I'll just... and another thing which we see was that we will be talking, which Krishna told to Dhruva Maharaj, that his stepmother and his stepbrother, they are going to end their life. His brother will be going to the forest and he will die, and then when the mother will hear that, she will go in search of the forest in search of her son, and she will also die in the forest fire. These two entities were actually the people who were troubling the devotee of Lord. So anybody who's troubling the devotee of Lord never spares them. So we have to be very careful in our actions towards other fellow devotees, that they are not getting hurt in any way. If we do that, then we are going to suffer in our spiritual practice. So that is another consideration which comes out of this discussion of Dhruva Maharaj, that how one should be behaving toward devotees, other fellow devotees. So I'll just summarize the points we talked about today. We talked about the instructions of Krishna when Dhruva is going back home, which is sacrifice. Krishna is the part of the sacrifice. Krishna talked about why the sacrifice is important. We also discussed about that, how submissively we ask the question and glorify the other Vaishnavas. We talked about why sacrifice is important, because Krishna claims the demigods are also pleased because they get their portion of sacrifice when the sacrifice has been done to Krishna. So we don't need to materially do other sacrifices to get material pleasures. The sacrifice is an offering of something precious to both to us as well as the receiver. And in this case, we talked about that love is the only possession we have. Rest of the possessions are of Krishna, which we have falsely claimed. Dhruva Maharaj went to Krishna to get material possessions. So even if we ask for material possessions to Krishna, we get spirituality in return. That's Krishna's mercy. Dhruva Maharaj did got that. He enjoyed it for 36,000 years, and then he went back to Godhead. And also, if somebody is hampering the devotees, then Krishna doesn't teach them. So I'll just stop here and see if there are any quick comments or corrections. Please forgive me for any offenses or incorrect statements. Since I'm trying to be, learning, and correct me if I'm wrong, and let me know if there are any comments or quick questions. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Shira Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very nice, beautiful class. I have one question that Uttama didn't do directly anything to Dhruva Maharaj, to hurt to Dhruva Maharaj. So I just wonder, is it because of him, his mother, Suruchi, said those words that hurt Dhruva Maharaj? So why Uttama had to die? Could you please explain this? This is from Mudakidasi.
I got your question, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. It's a nice point that why Uttama had to die, since he did not personally did anything wrong to Krishna, to Dhruva Maharaj. So why Krishna makes some arrangements, certain times we do not know, maybe because of some of the past karmas which may have to be there, and because of which certain people have to, end their lives. So if we talk about all the sons of Ganga who were Mahajans, they were participating in stealing the cow. I mean, they were, they got birth through Mother Ganga, and only one of them survived, and rest other have to go back. Bhishma Pitama was the only person. Now they all came, and they came back in a very short duration of time. So one may ask that what sins they may have done just by getting a birth, so that they would have to die immediately, right? So answer to that question is that they had some sinful actions from their previous life, and to make the Leela happen, that arrangement was done, because Ganga took a promise from his husband that you are not going to ask me any question, I'm going to marry you, and he promised. So to make that Leela happen, sometimes the things have to be arranged. That is my understanding about that instance, but I do not have a direct answer, Mataji, where I've read in Bhagavatam that he has done certain things because of which he has to suffer. I hope this makes the understanding of the reason behind that.
Yes, maybe the karma is the cause. I'm saying the karma is the cause, but ultimately the Krishna is the cause. Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I think I am thinking like that. So, suppose Uttanapada, right? He haven't did anything directly, but indirectly he did some. Like in the Kurukshetra war also, like the Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya, they haven't done anything to Draupadi, but they are able to stop it, the atrocities of Duryodhana, but they haven't stopped. The same way Uttanapad also can stop her, but he didn't do anything. So I think that was the reason he has to undergo the punishment.
Yeah, you're right, Prabhu. Thank you so much for adding that another perspective, that if we are not directly doing anything which hampers something, but if we are not even participating directly in something which helps a devotee to progress, even that could be a reverse effect. So you're right. That's another way to look at it. My understanding from all these pastimes, when I understand from my guru and as a senior, is that yes, it is very important to scrutinizingly study the scriptures and understand why and why not. But that why and why not should be more of that, what is the lesson for me to take, rather than understand that why that happened to somebody else. Like, although I answered it, then, is the example of karma, that it has been the result of the karma, past karma. But our Acharya says that if the mother considers that it is the impact of karma, then mother will never feed the child and give anything to the child. If the child is crying, she will say, it's just karma, let him cry. That is not our objective. Our objective is to still, the mother's objective is still to feed the child and make sure that, everything is fulfilled no matter what karma is. The karma should be looked in from a point that if I do something, what's going to happen to me? So the whole understanding of the scriptures is to understand from that point that how it is could be a learning for me to participate, in devotional service or any activity if somebody is doing is more important rather to know that if I don't do, what's going to happen to somebody else, So that's my understanding. But yes, you're right that this is another other way to look at it, that although he did not individually participated, but he could have done the things a little better, which he did not do. Like Bhishma Pitama could have stopped what was happening with Draupadi, but he did not participate. So that's another reason why they were actually, treated in a different way by Lord. Well, thank you, Prabhuji, for adding that point.
Thank you.
Any other comment or correction anybody has, please let me know. Right, so I think there are no further questions and comments. Thank you, everybody, for allowing me to speak and, for your time, for attentively listening. And please forgive me for any misstatements or misinterpretations of the Shastras because of my limited understanding. Hare Krishna. And thank you for allowing me to speak.
So much.
Thank you so much for the class.
Thank you so much, Soji. We can offer our sincere to all the Vaishnavas. Vancham kalpatarushya tapasindu ircha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. So, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, His Grace Ajay Govind Prabhu ki jai. So,